Hey everybody, welcome back to Yak'n Fishing. Today's going to be the final video for the 5-part series of what is in my kayak. Today we're going to go over, you can see kind of here behind me, we got the different rods that I have. This isn't all of them, but this is the number that I keep in my kayak at all times, which will change depending on the kind of like what I think the fishing is going to be that day. If it's going to be fast moving baits, I'll bring more bait casters. If I think it's going to be kind of tough, I'll bring more spinning rods for more finesse profiles. So talking about my rods, I got my life vest, I got some depth finder stuff to talk about, and I'll start probably with the smallest item because it'll be the easiest. So I use 1 gallon like Ziploc bags for all my plastics. This might change in the future, depending on, I know they got some nice storage for plastics, and I just need to go and actually buy the things and test and see which ones I like more. But as of right now, these work pretty well. I got this one is for the worms. It's got all my things from drop shots to my flukes to like Cinco style baits, whatever. And it's pretty easy. It just fits right behind my seat. I can reach back, grab the one I need, kind of just sift through it and go, oh, I want this, this one for missile baits. You guys can see it. Push it down. Boom. What is this, the quiver? Yeah, the quiver. So then grab one, put it back in there, good to go. I used to put all my worms and stuff in a tackle box, and they're starting to melt together, so I use this. And then I got one for, I'll set this one aside. I got one for craws and creature baits too, so this one kind of might need rewritten. It's starting to come off, but it's just where I keep, tube baits and chigger craws and beaver style baits, and I think I have some toads in here. It's just whatever is not a worm pretty much comes in this bag, so that's why it's a little bit more full than the other one. But these work perfect. They're cheap. You get a bunch. If you ruin them, you just switch it over to another 1 gallon bag. They're pretty compact for the amount of baits that are in here. These have rips and tears and a bunch of other stuff, and they're fine. I could still unzip it, grab the bait I want out, re-zip it up. Not an issue. And like I said, it fits right behind my seat. I just reach back, grab one, that's the wrong one, grab the next one. So like I said, that might change now that I'm starting to get a little bit more into like tournament aspect of fishing. I want to have like the most what is it? I want the most like structured kind of, this is this and this is this. The next thing we'll go through is my PFD. So this is the NRS Vapor. It's not really a fishing life jacket, but I've modded it to make it a fishing life jacket. I wanted something that's gonna be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit smaller, because I used to be one of the people who refused to wear it. I used to have just one of them cheap $5 giant orange ones, and I would just throw it in the back of my kayak. If DNR came around, I'm like, there it is, it's there. And then I kind of had some sketchy moments, and I decided that it's probably smart for me to go ahead and just buy a good one, wear it. I knew I was going to be doing for tournaments this year. I was going to try, so I knew you had to wear one for those, so I was like, might as well get used to it now. This is an awesome life jacket. The only issue is that you have to mod it in order to, excuse me, I got something in my eyeball. But you kind of have to mod it to make it a fishing life jacket. So on the strap here, I ran my pliers. They're just through the strap. Not cutting anything. I'm just, adding things to where they fit. So these work perfect. They just sit on my shoulder. I can pull them out and then put Yak'n. You guys have probably seen that if you watched any of my other videos. So if you haven't, go ahead and check. Got some good smallmouth last year, so go ahead and give it a shot. This is new for me this year. It's a phone tether. I didn't have any issues just keeping my phone in my pocket and just taking pictures when needed. But I figured if I was going to be on the water a lot more this year, doing a lot more tournaments on lakes and not rivers, that I have something. This one is from, let's look, because I bought it on Amazon. Maybe I didn't buy it on Amazon. I thought I did. Oh, it's right there. It's a Rogue One. So it just goes over the corner, goes over this corner, pulls down, boom, boom. Make sure they're all pretty snug. Make sure none of my cameras, are blocked. You can take a photo and not have any issue. And then, it's on the lanyard now. It's not gonna go anywhere. So that was something new that I added this year to the vest, or to the life jacket. Got scissors. This is also something new that I added to the vest. It's all just little things that will make my life easier when I'm on the water. So if it's within arm's reach, this is super easy to put on, take off. It's not really going to get in my way too much. A little worried about the phone tether. I'm not gonna lie to you. It'd be nice to have like a pocket in here to be able to slide my phone in the actual vest itself. And that's one of the reasons I was looking at getting something like the Chinook from NRS, which is reviewed as a very great fishing PFD. I don't have any experience with it, obviously. I went with the Vapor because it was cheaper. So that is my life vest. And I'll probably do the rods last, just because they're big and bulky, and I'm in my little studio space here, and I don't want to knock anything off desks and whatnot until probably the end of the video. If I do it at the end of the video, whatever, I'll just clean it up. Next we have here is the depth finder that I used all of last year. This is the Garmin Striker 4, just the original Garmin Striker 4. It worked really well for beginner use. I never had to use one before. I fished mostly from the bank or as a co-angler off someone's back of the boat. So I really didn't use it. But what I used this for primarily was depth, water temperature, and to see any kind of bottom contour change. I don't really know how to video game fish. I don't know anything like that. It's something I'm going to be learning this year with my new graph that I bought. But if you can, get a cheap $100 depth finder, put it on your kayak, whatever, that's all you really need. You need to know the water temp, if the fish are going to be active or if they're going to be lethargic. What time of year will also play with that. If you're in spring and the water temperature's 50 degrees, that's probably a good thing, and you should go out and throw fast-moving baits. They're going to be getting ready to spawn. If you're in the fall and it's at the same temperature, you're going to be throwing fast-moving baits. They're going to fatten up for the winter. That's pretty much that's all you really can do with something small like this. You really can't see too much. The screen's very tiny, but that's what it's good for. It's good for just learning the structure changes and making your decisions that you might make on the bank if that's what you're doing. What you're gonna fish off the bank, and that's kind of what this is good for. It just kind of gives you more information than you would if you were fishing off of something like a tree stump, like that's out in the water. So that is my graph I used all of last year. It wasn't a bad graph. It served me really well, and it did its purpose. It allowed me to learn a little bit more on graphs and things like that, so then I can go up to kind of a more big boy graph like this one here that's on the screen in this area right here. That is on its way. It's actually Amazon's delivering it today, but not fast enough for me to make the video. This is the Garmin Striker Vivid 7 SV, which just means it's got side view, side scan. So this one I'm super excited about. It's gonna have down scan imaging, side scan imaging, more things I need to learn, but it's gonna help me in terms of the tournaments a lot more. And that's really what I bought it for, is so when I am out fishing these tournaments, I'm not, you know, behind the pack based off of my, like, I don't want to be like handicapped because of technology. Some of these guys that I know, they've posted on Facebook in our group and stuff, and they're like, hey, I just picked this up, and I click on it, it's a $1,200 graph. Not spending that kind of money for a kayak that if you tip, you might ruin it. So I went with this one. It's half the price. It's about $500. It's still kind of expensive. Tax returns, don't tell the wife, but it's really just gonna, I think it's gonna help me just more. Kayak fishermen are known for, you know, beating the bank and things like that, and I'm gonna try to get out a little bit more offshore and use the down scan and the side scan, try to find fish that are deeper, to really try to just win these tournaments in a different way than you normally hear about. So a lot of times it's, you know, beating the bank with a wacky worm or a Ned rig or things like that. And I'm a big fan of deep cranks. I really enjoy it. It's really fun. So now that I'm breathing again, because I kind of just did all that on one breath, we will go over the rods. Ike Series delay rod from Abu Garcia, paired with the Ike Revo X 6.6-1. This is gonna be my square bill rod. It's gonna get a lot of use this year. It's brand new. I just got it over the winter. Really excited about throwing this one. As you can see, I already have it rigged up for springtime fishing. I'm just itching to get out on that water. This is my most expensive rod by far. It's a $400 combo once you pair them together. And we're gonna see how it goes. You know, this is gonna be pretty much just used for square bills, but I love throwing square bills. Throw it in the river for smallies. I throw it in the lake for largemouth, and I mean even lake smallmouth. You can find, sometimes we'll hit crankbaits, but not often. I've found it's mostly just the largies. So we'll set that down. Try to like make a little pile here so I can keep going. This is gonna be kind of my moderate in terms of price range. It's the Fletcher Shryock rod from Abu Garcia. It's got the Revo X on it. Just an all-around, you know, good combo. I believe it was like, like $150. It's a good medium range combo. It's got a good whippy tip on it, which is what I really enjoy when it comes to throwing spinnerbaits. It's a nice whippy tip, and it works. It's a good medium, you know, budget friendly. It's not like high end like the Ike Series delay rod. It's not a high end one, but it's a good medium all around rod. And I have some other ones like the yellow one. There is the Skeet Reese rod. It's one of his spinning rods. It's another just budget friendly, decently made, because these pros want their stuff to be nice and not garbage.